The hype surrounding the Wheel of Time Season 2 release date has been steadily building, with more and more promotional content being released every day as we prepare for the official Season 2 trailer release, which is happening tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern. But before then, we've got new promo images, a community game sort of like The Great Hunt that gave us some very exciting sneak peek clips, and articles and information flowing in. This is Unraveling the Pattern. I'm Lauren. Please like this video before you go. Please subscribe to Unraveling the Pattern. And since I don't do sponsors, please consider supporting me here on YouTube or on Patreon like these people who clearly walk in the light. As always, I divide my videos into chapters, so if you want to skip things, you can look at the chapters below on the YouTube timeline, or you can view chapters in the description. Spoiler warning, this video will cover full spoilers for Seasons 1 and 2 of The Wheel of Time on Prime Video, and full book spoilers through the end of the third Wheel of Time book, The Dragon Reborn. If you haven't read the first 3 Wheel of Time books, or if you wish to remain completely spoiler-free, this video might not be for you. As I said, I don't currently do sponsors on my channel, but I have something very important that I want to say before we get started. I support the WGA, or Writers Guild of America, and SAG, or Screen Actors Guild, strikes. While I don't claim to fully understand the complexities of the strikes, I absolutely believe that actors and writers deserve fair compensation for their hard work. They are the backbone of what makes TV and movies great. That said, I will continue to be making content on my YouTube channel related to the Wheel of Time books and show on Prime Video. I'm a fan of all things Wheel of Time, and while creating my videos is a type of promotion for the show, I do this because I love the Wheel of Time and not because I'm trying to give big companies more attention and advertising. If you might normally feel inclined to drop me a tip or to join my Patreon or YouTube channel as a member, or if you want to see these strikes resolved positively for those who are striking, please consider donating to the Entertainment Community Fund instead of to me. I have a link in the description, and I'll include this in every video moving forward for now. Last week, Prime Video dropped a What's Coming video with a few new clips and a new Wheel of Time Season 2 poster. I threw together a rough video breaking those down while I was attending WotCon last week. Be sure to check that video out for more information. Also, I don't usually discuss these, but there were a few interesting cosplay related posts over the weekend during WotCon that has some strange Easter eggs. Some of these were posted and then taken down. My guess is they took them down because they revealed certain spoilers. This one says right at the top that this is Ishamael. I'm personally kind of disappointed in how the show has sort of kept spoiling this detail. Originally, when Season 1 came out, he was listed as Ishamael, but it was later changed to the Dark One. And then they seem to have accidentally re-spoiled it multiple times in promotional content. They also seem to confirm that this woman is in fact High Lady Suroth, like we all pretty much guessed. But it's surprising to me that this is how they revealed it, rather than doing it with an official casting announcement or through the show. Anyway, there are 2 odd details in the Ishamael post, which was taken down, that caught my attention. First, it appears like he's heating up a knife in this close-up image. This immediately made me wonder if we might see an alternate version of Rand somehow being branded by the Herons. Perhaps instead, Ishamael will brand or torture him with a hot knife in a dream, and then perhaps Rand will wake with an injury or scar. I've always loved the twice and twice shall he be marked prophecy in the books, but I feel like it would be best not to try and brand an actor's hands with Herons for various logistical reasons. Not to mention there are other markings that will come later that I think are more important to the story. It would be interesting though if Ishamael did brand Rand in some way in Season 2. What do you think the knife is for? I also saw this hourglass looking prop. I don't know what it's for or what it means, but I like it a lot. It seems like the kind of thing Ishamael would include in a dream to indicate that the dragon's time is running out and the wheel might one day be broken for good. I love these other cosplay images as well, but let's move on. Yesterday on July 17th, we got a Nerdist article with 3 new promotional images. There isn't much new to discuss related to these images of Lan and Perrin. We've seen an image very similar to this one of Lan before, and it's tough to place Perrin in this image because there isn't a discernible background. Perrin appears to be wearing the same clothes in every teaser image of him we've seen as well. I'll point out that Perrin's eyes are not golden yellow, and he doesn't appear to have any blood or wounds on his face, but that doesn't really give us much to go on. I am looking forward to spending more time with Perrin in Season 2. The Nerdist article does specify that this is definitely Lan's horse, Mandarp, which we pretty much already knew, but it's still nice to get that confirmation. As I've said before in other videos, this could be a scene of Lan in one of Nynaeve's accepted test visions. Or perhaps Lan and Moiraine will return to Tar Valon for a time at the start of Season 2 to retrieve their horses. I will say that the original promotional still we got looks more like a photograph, while this image looks more like a frame from video footage. I wonder if this actually comes from a clip in tomorrow's trailer. To me, the most exciting image from this batch is the one of Egwene and Elaine. While we don't know for sure where this takes place, I'm willing to bet that this happens right around the point when Elaine and Egwene, and possibly Nynaeve and Liandrin, exit a waygate somewhere out west near Falma. and this is even more confirmed later from some clips we got today, but I'll talk about that in a minute. This jungle-like background confirms to me that this Waygate shot from another teaser with a similar background takes place in or near Falma as well. Elaine looks frightened as she's running away from some threat. This is actually a key moment for her character, because it causes Elaine to question if she truly is brave enough to become a queen, or a lion of Andor. I look forward to seeing how her choice to flee rather than fight will shape her in coming seasons. I love the determined look on Egwene's face. She will not run. She will face threats directly. I'm looking forward to a moment when Egwene will choose to unravel her braid in Season 2. It will undoubtedly cause friction between Egwene and Nynaeve. The most exciting thing to me about this image is the colored weave that surrounds Egwene. We know that we'll be seeing more colored weaves in Season 2. My guess is that as the girls are trained to use the one power in the White Tower, they'll be taught to recognize the individual 5 powers, and as they learn about the weaves, the audience will begin to see those colored weaves as well. Robert Jordan stated that the individual weaves of the 5 powers visibly are tinged with color. Earth is green, fire is red, water is blue, air or wind is yellow, and spirit is white. I created a WOT 101 video all about the 5 powers if you'd like to learn more. Anyway, in one of the clips that I already discussed last week, there was some confusion as to whether Egwene was channeling green and orangish red flows or yellow and orange. I can't be sure, but I think the color correction and the background might make these flows appear more green, but I think they're actually meant to be yellow flows of air. Sometimes when you attempt to put yellow on an orangish background, it can look greenish, especially on the glowing edges. You can see it's clearly more yellow here in the center. So while it could be green, and Egwene could be channeling flows of earth and fire, I believe she's channeling air and fire, which is commonly used for lightning. In this new promotional still, Egwene definitely appears to be channeling a golden yellowish weave. Or alternatively, these could be weaves of air that are being channeled by someone off-screen who's attempting to capture her in flows of air. If Egwene is channeling here, notice that she's not using her hands. I wonder if she learned from the White Cloaks in Season 1 and will choose to channel without hand gestures. And I'm not sure what this white glow is, but my guess is that it's either the beginning of a larger weave that Egwene is channeling, similar to these sort of spherical bursts of power that we saw from Nynaeve in Season 1, or it's possibly a type of shield that's being placed on Egwene as she's captured by the Seanchan. I don't doubt that Egwene will be captured in or near this scene, and will be collared as well. As I was writing this script, Amazon dropped some other clips that appear to come from this same scene. I'll discuss this more in a bit, but the flows of power are definitely similar to what I've already discussed. Moving on, yesterday while I was in transit between WotCon and home, Amazon did a fun promotional image drop called #AStitchInTime, where they released individual still images to various community members through Twitter. These images could then be compiled into a clip, which I'm assuming will appear in the full trailer that comes out tomorrow. This was similar to last season with the puzzle pieces that dropped through various community member accounts, but I personally like this one even better. Huge thanks to Kevin Angus on Twitter, who helped to stitch the images together and helped to compile this clip. I'm so glad I got to meet him at WotCon. He did an awesome dance. You should go check this out on Twitter. In this shot, I'm pretty sure this is High Lord Turok in the background. You can see his nails and his armor, which match this shot from a previous teaser. And this is definitely the box or chest that Padam Fain stole from Faldara at the end of Season 1. It appears to be opening and revealing a hint of the Horn of Valere inside. I absolutely love this design of the box and the horn. I wasn't totally on board in Season 1, but I think this looks so cool, and it definitely has the feeling of a sort of futuristic Age of Legends mechanism. I also think the box might be made of Quendiar or Heartstone. The golden horn inside is hard to see in great detail, but it makes me think of the Great Serpent or Ouroboros symbol that's prominent in the books and is shown in the TV opening titles. Kevin Angus tweeted that he thinks the Great Serpent symbol in promotional materials so far for Season 2 feels more golden as compared to the more silvery version of Season 1, and I agree. I personally really hope that the title sequence will update with each new season. This scene makes me think of the scene in The Great Hunt when Padam Fain brings the chest with the horn to High Lord Turok, and Turok opens it for the first time. I really look forward to this scene and the amazing music that's likely to come along with it by the incredible composer Lorne Balfe. I can't wait to hear the horn, and hopefully the Heroes of the Horn theme music. This morning we got 3 more promotional stills from an Entertainment Weekly article. These new images include Rand with his head shaved while standing in a desert-looking place wearing fancy clothes. I can't be sure, but those might be dragons on his collar. I'm assuming this image will come in the second half of the season, sometime after Rand meets up with Moraine and Lan in Cairhien. This is likely in or around Falma. If you're unsure about how Season 2 will go down, I've put together an extremely detailed, comprehensive breakdown of every promotional image and teaser shot we've received before last week into a massive Season 2 story breakdown video. I worked really hard on that video and I would love for more people to see it. There's a link in the description if you'd like to see how I think Season 2 will play out based on all of the evidence we have so far. We also got this shot of Nynaeve, who appears to be wearing novice or possibly accepted white. I believe she's in the kitchen in the White Tower, because this looks like garlic hanging in the background here, which appears to match the look of this earlier promotional image of Egwene in the kitchen. I think this is Alanna wearing green talking to Nynaeve. I believe these are bells in her hair. She's probably come down to the kitchens for a snack. The final EW image shows High Lady Suroth and Ishamael. I believe this is likely a part of these other scenes with Perrin, Loyal Uno Massima, other Shinarans, and local villagers being captured and probably forced to take the oaths to the Seanchan. I don't know exactly why Ishamael is here, but we've seen him with Suroth in another promotional image that we know comes from episode 5 of season 2. So clearly he's working closely with Suroth. It's weird to me that he doesn't wear clothing that matches the Seanchan. I actually wonder sometimes if others can maybe not see him. Maybe he only appears to Suroth or something. I've talked extensively about Suroth's amazing outfit and extremely long fingernails in other videos. Also, if you look closely, Ishamael is definitely still wearing his little sling ring looking thing that we saw in season 1. And finally, before anything else drops, I wanted to quickly bring up this absolutely amazing set of clips that were released as another Stitch in Time promotion on Twitter today. Again, special thanks to Kevin Angus and all of the community members who've been helping to organize these clips. I might not even have all of the stills yet, although I'm pretty sure I do, and they might not be in the right order, but so far I've compiled them into these clips. There are Seanchan clips, and then there's a final clip of Rand. We see Seanchan soldiers, a Suldam, and a Damane channeling flows of what I think are air and fire. We also get a brief glimpse of what appear to be Dakovale slaves, carrying a palanquin in the background. I'm hoping that Suroth is being carried here in the background, and we might possibly see Ishamael later in this scene as well. The Suldam and Damane match the look of those who were first revealed at the end of season 1. The Suldam appears to have the bracelet portion of the Idam on her arm here. The Damane has the collar here. There's been much discussion about whether or not this pacifier-like mouthpiece is part of the Idam device, but I personally don't believe that it is. I think the Idam is only the bracelet and collar, but with no linking chain or silver cord between them like in the books. I believe, and I think Sarah Nakamura sort of confirmed this, that the pacifier is just something the Seanchan use on their slaves to dehumanize them. I'm not actually even sure that it's a pacifier that actually goes in the mouth. You can kind of see what looks like a nose or septum piercing holding it over her mouth. You can also see this same type of mouth covering hanging on a septum piercing in this older teaser shot on this Dakovale, which does not appear to be a Damane slave. In my opinion, the colored weaves look so awesome, and definitely are an upgrade from season 1. I also noticed in this shot that you can see Egwene and Elaine running away, but there's no sign of Nynaeve, or Liandrin for that matter. Also, I believe this is lightning being cast, but it could also be another weave made of fire and spirit called Immolate, which causes someone to burst into flames. Thanks to Rant Almore for pointing this out to me on Twitter. There's a very quick blink and you miss it clip of the jungle waygate in the background as the lightning flashes. One last detail I noticed, which I loved but also made me feel creepy. The Damane has beautifully braided hair, but then it made me think that the Suldam probably pets her Damane and does her hair in the same way that a person might pamper their pet. And it gave me the creeps to think about it. Finally, we've got this interesting shot of Rand, and I'll say for the record, I don't know if this is zooming in or pulling out. I think it looks really interesting either way. This is clearly related to other teaser shots that we've already seen, but I'm more convinced than ever that this is a World of Dreams or Lanfear shot of some sort. I'm still holding out hope for Flicker Flicker, but I think this probably comes from Lanfear taunting Rand in his dreams. Anyway, I'm sure I missed some stuff, but I've got to release this video before Prime Video drops something else. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day, but I can't wait to watch the trailer and comment on everything I find, both in the community and on my channel. Thanks for watching, and until tomorrow, let the dragon ride again on the winds of Prime.